Welcome back to The Perspective on Berita Satu. I'm Blaise Hope. With me in the studio, Toastmasters International, Patrick and Richard. Good to have you. As always, we've been speaking for a while, but before we move on to Toastmasters in Indonesia, we spoke about communications. Now, leadership, because that's a core element of what Toastmasters does.
Many of us don't have leadership opportunities, whether in school or at work. And there is a difference between a manager and a leader. A manager gets paid to ask people to do things. A leader has to inspire people to do things, sometimes not what they want. So there is a difference. A manager need not necessarily be a good leader. A leader can be a good manager. So many of us, when we join the clubs, we take on exco roles, committee roles, and we learn to work on a voluntary basis, and we learn to inspire and motivate our members to do things, to contribute towards the club. And that process gives many people the opportunity to be leaders. So we have leadership manuals, we have opportunities to be leaders at a club level, at the area, which has a few clubs, at the division level, which has a few areas, at the district level, which has a few divisions. And Richard is the district director for District 87, which covers Indonesia and East Malaysia. And then beyond the district level, we have the board of directors, of which I am serving on the board on an international platform to strategize the growth of our organization.
So area, district,
area, division,
district,
and then international.
And then international. Well, that comes in rather neatly. You guys have a conference in Bali this weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
How many people are going to be there?
We expect about 200 people this weekend in Bali. And we are, besides me giving the keynote speech, we also have invited the current world champion of public speaking, Muhammad Katani, who will be speaking there. And just to give you a little bit about his background, he could not utter a word, what more speak a word, until he was 6 years old. And the fact that he joined Toastmasters and he won the World Championship of Public Speaking speaks a great testament for Toastmasters.
And that was a psychological barrier.
Right. And he just won it in August last year, this year in Vegas.
Oh, wonderful. Well, before we get sidetracked again, let's talk about the operations here in Indonesia, because it is growing significantly.
Right.
You've told me Jakarta, Surabaya, Medan, Bali. What kind of places are doing it? Corporations, the standard?
We have community clubs, we have corporations. So, and more companies and corporations are wanting to start Toastmasters Club in Indonesia because they see the benefit. It is very economical. We pay only $72 US in fees per year. Mm-hmm. And the employees get that motivation to communicate and to lead. And we have many companies that are forming more than one club within the organization. For example, we have Bank Mandiri and we have Telecoms who have 5 clubs each.
Mm. The state-owned firms?
Yes.
And you can do classes in both languages?
Yes.
How many people are doing them in English and how many in Bahasa?
Most of the clubs here are in English.
Yes.
We have only one Bahasa club.
Yeah.
And how many Mandarin clubs in Indonesia?
Three.
Three
One in Medan,
clubs.
one in Surabaya, and one Jakarta here. Yeah.
Do you find that in the region a lot of people are doing it to improve their English skills?
In Asia, yes, primarily yes, but we not necessarily. In Singapore, we also have a French club.
Okay.
We also have Tamil speaking clubs. Mm-hmm. In fact, we have about coming to 24 Tamil speaking clubs now.
And Cantonese? Hong Kong?
Cantonese, yes, in Hong Kong. I formed the world's first Cantonese club in Hong Kong and Tamil club in Singapore.
So how many clubs are we looking at right now in the whole of Indonesia? We
have about 97 clubs, and we hope that Indonesia will continue to grow. And one day, we never know, Indonesia will be a district of its own.
district of its own. Well, that's something to look forward to. We're going to go to break again, save a bit of time for the final segment where I'll be doing some exercises and let them put me through my paces. Stay tuned.